This is part one of my teaching video for this week for my praxis class. In this video, you will see me teach a lesson that we wrote that has to do with Seussical, the musical, to the 6th grade class at John Witherspoon Middle School. This particular lesson, actually, I had taught the day before when I was supposed to teach it, and in this case, this class has a kid in a wheelchair and he can't go to the upstairs classroom where we were taking them to use special computers. So quickly, myself and Brian had to run downstairs and teach the lesson all over again with about half the time, and had to really just use our strengths and use what we knew from the lesson and really be confident to make this lesson work. I was really happy with how it turned out because I couldn't think about it. I had to just go in there and actually teach them, and I was able to condense down the lesson a lot. So you'll see later in the first lesson from the day before, there was a lot of dragged out questions, and some of the questions didn't work too well with the kids. And in this one, I was able to just get to the point and get to the questions that really mattered, and I think that worked really well, and it made the lesson move forward a lot quicker, and it showed that you can cut out a lot of the lesson that takes up all the time. So here, for the first part of the lesson that I'm showing is the very beginning, when after someone had done a performance from Seussical the musical, and this is me kind of introducing the lesson and playing our version of a patter song, and then trying to get them to explain what they just heard with Mr. Ezzo's patter song, and then I will talk about what a patter song is.
No? Okay. Well, I'm going to write some characteristics of a patter song. Okay. So patter songs are normally really fast, and that's what you got from the energetic and almost like a reading, because patter songs are very spoken very quickly, but they still have you can still sing them. They still kind of have a tune, but it's just really quickly. So we had that, and steady beat.
What's a steady beat mean?
Jimmy.
Did you see a steady beat in Mr. Ezzo's version of the song?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's a steady beat?
Jeff. It means like this.
They're normally rhyming. Did his rhyme? Green eggs and ham. Does that have rhymes in it?
Yeah.
Yep.
What rhymes with cat?
And small. And they normally have a small range of notes. Did he have that? Yeah. He didn't go really high or really low. So here are the characteristics of a patter song, and this is actually what you're going to end up writing with the text of Green Eggs and Ham. And so you can see that they kind of connect, but then he has some different things. He made his very futuristic sounding. You can choose to make it that way, or you can give it whatever characteristics you want.
So in that clip, you saw me asking the students questions about what they heard and what they thought was going on in the piece of music, and then taking from them and writing on the board their important thoughts and ideas, and then connecting them to what actually a patter song is, and being able to cross back and forth between what they thought they heard and what actually was going on. Next, you will see a clip of me doing something similar, but this time it's talking about how to make music unique. And last week we talked to them about composing music, so we used some of the same elements of that, and the class created a list with my help of things that can make music unique. So you'll see, for example,
In our patter song, we really want to make that a goal, is to express that. So what are ways we can do that? What are ways in music? So, like things in music that everyone can express themselves differently. Ideas.
I would use my voice because that's my
Voice?
personal. That's what I would do.
Okay.
I know we're probably dealing with technology, but if I have my own voice on there, then that's the closest thing I can come to a unique sound.
Okay. Anything else? Yes.
Yours was like fragments and mashed different sounds that intrigued me.
Okay. Sounds. What are other things in music? When you've listened to music before, you choose different things that make, you talk about different things that make music different. So, like, I'll give an example. Dynamics, how loud or soft a piece can be, that might be your own expression of if you want the piece to be loud or soft. Is there anything?
I thought Mr. Ezzo's piece, he used dynamics. I don't know if it was a technological thing, but I don't know if it was intentional. But it reminded me a lot of the Go Team because it was hard to get a lyric sometimes, but then the instruments really brought it out. I thought it was really a unique kind of sound.
Tempo. How can that express?
What's a tempo mean?
How can that express individually?
Timer goes back when it's time to move it back up.
How can tempo be a choice of, can express yourself or be a choice of, if it's fast or slow, right? You decide if you want the piece slow, if that, you feel like that expresses who you are, or if you want it really fast, that can express who you are too. Any other ideas? Yes.
Like if you're the singing in your song is very loud, what parts are loud, like or dynamic?
Okay.
Oh,
We have dynamics up here, but
like
balance,
um
maybe balance between the parts.
oh, I missed okay.
What did you mean?
What do you mean?
Diction.
Diction. Okay. Any other ideas? I have a few more. Oh, actually only a few more. How about what key it's in? How can that change what it sounds like? Any ideas?
I know.
Yeah?
My idea is the Cat in the Hat. There's a Conrad and Sally and the fish, and the cat is jumping on the ball with the cape, and the rake with the fish.
Okay. Good, you know Cat in the Hat very well. Okay, so key can be used because maybe it's major or minor. It can change the mood, so depending on how you want to express yourself in that way. So these are different ways, voice and instrumentation. So these are the different ways we're going to make each piece individualized and each part of the piece. So you can decide as a group how these are going to be different so you can express yourself and make Green Eggs and Ham your own.
So I thought this lesson went really well. I was able to leave out some things that I knew didn't work so well the day before, and I thought it was great to have a second experience and to have a real life situation where you're not prepared to teach, but suddenly you have to jump in and figure it out as you go. As the lesson continued, they got to work with GarageBand and start creating their own versions of patter songs of Green Eggs and Ham.